I'm here on Miss Gill. She's set for a bond today, and
She in
so
custody?
she is. Yes, Your Honor. And she has one pending felony, but she already has she's out on a bond for that one already. She just has no bond set in this case.
I see bond sets. I see the FSGI is at 1,000. Yeah,
Okay. I talked
it
to
must have just gotten set. I don't know.
Okay. Is it a PR bond?
No, it's a
Okay.
show.
Okay, then if we could review it today, is that possible?
Absolutely. Do
Okay.
you mind, Deputy, you going? Do you need a translator?
No.
Do you mind me bringing up Miss Gill? All right. Good morning, Miss Gill.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I wanted to bring you out because we're talking about you, and it's only fair that you get to hear what's transpiring since these are your cases.
Yes, sir.
I want you to know, I don't know anything about your case. All I know is that you've now, as of 3/26, yesterday, you picked up a failure to stop and give information. What happened? Or, well, hold on. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Okay.
On March 25th, 2025, officers were dispatched to 15357 Wallaceville Road in Harris County, Texas, regarding an FSGI call. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with the complainant, who stated that she followed the defendant after the defendant's vehicle hit her twice and failed to stop and give information. The complainant stated that she was driving southbound on the East Sam Houston Parkway, and the defendant failed to drive in her lane and sideswiped her, causing the vehicle damage to the right side panel of the defendant's vehicle. The complainant stated that she blew her horn several times for the defendant to stop, and the defendant refused. The complainant followed for approximately 3 miles to 15242 Wallaceville Road, and the complainant and the defendant exited their vehicle, and the complainant told the defendant that she hit her vehicle and needed insurance information. The defendant then told the complainant no, and that she was getting something to eat. The defendant went inside the business, exited, and then entered her vehicle and attempted to drive away. The complainant blew her horn several times to get the defendant to stop and told her the police were coming, but the defendant ignored the complainant. The defendant then began to put her vehicle in reverse and proceed backwards, hitting the complainant's vehicle a second time. The
So are
complainant,
you telling me that now it was intentional?
the complainant moved her vehicle to avoid being hit and followed the defendant. The complainant flagged the police down to identify the defendant as the person who struck her vehicle. The estimated damage from the complainant was around $4,000, and the defendant stated she didn't stop because she was hungry and colored.
And what?
Colored.
Color.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you look up to see if she has a valid Texas driver license?
Yes.
Ms. Gill, I'm going to find that there is sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Not only are you on a felony probation for assault of a peace officer, not only are you on felony probation for injury to a child under 15, but you pick up, after both of those, an evading arrest in a motor vehicle, and now an FSGI. I am taking away your privilege to drive. You will now be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If I find that you drive in violation of this affidavit, I will have a contempt. I can have a contempt hearing. I can have a contempt.
after.
Finish.
I'm so
please.
sorry.
Finish.
I'm a commercial driver.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You, if you do have a CDL,
Sorry, that is correct. She does have a valid CDL.
are held to an even higher standard because of that CDL. You now have a total of 4 open cases, one of those being this FSGI and an evading arrest in a motor vehicle. I am taking away your privilege to drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. I truly am at a loss with the attitude.
Okay.
Truly.
Okay.
This case here, not only do we have an FSGI, but it's also alleged that you backed up and hit the person intentionally. Because allegedly hungry and covered. So now, this is an affidavit, and I hope that you take it seriously. Because if you don't, there will truly be disastrous consequences. Ms. Gill, I want you to understand that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs. Do you understand?
I understand you, Your Honor.
May I make argument for a PR bond, Your Honor? She's made a bond in the felony already. And even with the affidavit to not drive, I expressed to her that that was a possibility of a bond condition. I've spoken with her. She has family members who can help her get to and from court. She's a single mother of 2 children. She has lived at this address here in Houston for the past 5 years. She lives with her mother. She lives with her younger brother. Has lived in Harris County her entire life. And she has, in these felonies, she's actually applied to be put in mental health court because during this incident and the felonies, she was unmedicated and she has a history of mental health diagnoses. And so as a client of the Harris County Public Defender's Office, we have every intention of getting her treatment for those mental health issues.
Did you catch that? The defense asked for a PR bond, meaning release on personal recognizance, no money down. But Judge Fleischer just raised her bond to $5,000 because he sees her as a danger to the public. In Texas, bond isn't just about showing up. It's about protecting the community. And her attitude? That's what cost her. Let me know, do you think the judge was too harsh or just right?
But she's already made a bond in the felony, and she is willing to abide by any condition that this court will impose on her. It's down to the difference between $0 and $100. And
So I appreciate your argument. She's technically, you are right on bond. My feeling is that these felony courts probably do not know that she has now picked up this case yet. So I don't know what, if anything, they're going to do when they do discover this. I find, Ms. Goucher, right? Is that what Ms. Goucher? I really appreciate your argument going to bat for her, but I think with her demeanor, her attitude, her reckless and wanton action on the road, is that you are a danger to the public, and your bond is now set at 1,000, and I'm going to raise it to 5 because I think that you really are a danger to the public, and your attitude shows us and tells me that, hey, I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's it. And that's always, I mean, really,
don't say anything.
how many people died this weekend on the road because of the reckless and wanton actions? All we want are our streets to be safe.
You're not helping me, Your Honor. You're not helping
Don't
me.
say anything.
I'm struggling. I'm a single mom, and I've been struggling with the courts for years already, and I'm tired of this. Okay? I was beat, okay, in front of my children, and I was thrown on the ground like an animal, okay? And I'm tired of this. I'm tired of all of this, okay? In front of my children. My children have trauma, okay? And I have no insurance for the medication, and I have not been on the medication. I'm trying to get the insurance to get on the medication.
Ms. Gill,
Okay.
I understand that, but at some point, your actions become your own, right?
You don't understand. I'm colored. You don't understand me. You don't understand me. If I was a different color, you would. And it's true.
That's so
It's
not.
so true. It's so true. And you know this. You know what I'm talking about.
I call out discrimination when I see it on a daily basis, ma'am. I don't care who it is. I don't care what color. If they're a small farm animal. I don't care. I call it when I see it. The only thing, because I don't know them. The way I get to know them is paper. And they tell me what happens in the case. And from what I see here and what has transpired here within the last 10 minutes. Really?
Officer Harris did not read me my rights.
Well, I will let
They've been mishandling me like this for years already, okay? I have the right to tell you this. And I'm telling you, she did not read me my rights. She just shoved me behind the officer car. I did not get a voice to speak out anything.
Yes.
She just brought me to jail.
You guys speak about that. I'll tell you, look, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave your bond at $1,000 now. All right? I'm not gonna raise it to 5, but I can't continue to give you a PR bond.
Terminated from employment too.
Listen,
Okay.
do not drive. That's the only thing I'm asking you to do.
I'm a commercial driver.
Don't pick up a new
Yes,
case
sir. Yes, sir.
and just, all right. Come on. Justin, I didn't want you to leave because I know you've been waiting.
Oh, no. I heard here, his appearance, was required today. We submitted the mitigation packet. I just submitted it. I've been waiting to hear back from Blaze on some things.
22 and 23.
So, all right,
But he said, go ahead. I showed him what we had. He said, go ahead and send that. He's still gonna have the conversation with those guys about the other
so
things.
you haven't sent it back.
No, I've sent it. He should have. Yep, I sent it to all the appropriate people.
So we'll give you a couple weeks. I'll waive it for the next one because we're just gonna get a response, okay? If he's approved, then he's gotta be here. So we can do a
Okay.
TRAS. Okay?
Oh, right.
So if it's not approved by the next 2 weeks and it's still in limbo.
I'll let you know. Okay.
The only reason we'd have him come is so we can start moving, right? So if it's approved, then we need him here so we can do a
Are
TRAS.
you able to do like a T-Raz that day, like a walk-in?
Yes,
Okay.
we'll send him and do a walkthrough. Well, that's why we have him come so we can just get it right done.
Yeah, no, it's a hardship for him.
Pick a day, 2 weeks, and then waive it.
Gotcha.
It's not it's
In limbo.
still pending.
Yep,
If it's no, or if it's yes, then he's gotta be here.
gotcha.
Okay,
Okay, thank you, Judge.
have fun.
Here on Mr. Jermaine Mallard.
Is it Mallard?
Yes, sir. I wanted to approach about his bond conditions to see if we can get those amended. Currently, he's required to do the random drug and alcohol test. He has a GPS monitoring with the curfew from 9 to 6, and he has a scram device. I wanted to see if he could get the GPS monitor removed and have the curfew removed. He does work. His work hours are from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., sometimes 8 p.m., depending on the day. But he also needs time to travel to and from work. He also supports 4 kids.
Time do you want?
I'm sorry.
What time do you want again?
I was asking for it to be removed.
I mean, it's a DWI second. It's got, I need to do a deeper dive. So if you want to give me a second, we can talk further, but I've got a waiver real quick. Let me help him out and then I can do a deeper dive. I put it on there for a reason. It's only been, not even 2 weeks. So let me do a deeper dive to see why, because I don't remember.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember anything about the case, so if you don't mind, please.
On March 1st, 2025, at approximately at 11 p.m., the officers were dispatched to a 911 call regarding a motor vehicle stopped on the road with a male in the driver's seat passed out at the 300 block of North 8th Street in Harrisburg, Texas. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle stopped on the road facing the wrong side, forcing multiple motor vehicles to drive around the defendant. The officer observed the defendant's engine on, with the defendant sitting in the driver's seat, appearing to be sleeping or passed out, with the motor vehicle in drive and the defendant's foot on the brake.
Whoa, Mr. Mall was passed out, behind the wheel, going the wrong way, foot on the brake, with an open bottle of rum. Judge Fleischer just asked him if he watches the news, because a drunk driver killed an entire family this weekend. This is the real cost of DWIs. The judge is using his discretion to enforce strict bond conditions, curfews, scram devices, GPS, because public safety comes first, even if it's a hardship.
The officer observed an open container of.
Come up, Mr. Mallard. just kind of rewind about
Sure.
3 sentences, please, when he's up here.
All right. Officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle stopped on the road facing the wrong side, forcing the motor
Going the wrong way down the street.
stopped on going the wrong way, yes. Forcing multiple motor vehicles to drive around the defendant. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle to be on with the defendant sitting in the driver's seat, appeared to be sleeping or passed out. The motor vehicle was in drive with the defendant's foot on the brake. The officer observed an open container of Bacardi rum, a 750 milliliter bottle, approximately 10% full, sitting in the front right passenger seat. The officer attempted to wake the defendant unsuccessfully, which led to the officers being forced to break the defendant's front right window to get into the motor vehicle due to the doors being locked. The officer placed the motor vehicle in the park, and the defendant was asked to step out, and he immediately fell to the ground. The officer observed slurred speech, red bloodshot eyes, a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and poor balance. The defendant refused SFSTs. The defendant advised that he had not consumed any alcohol beverages and wished to speak to ask for his lawyer, and was loudly repeating no comment to all questions. The defendant was read the DIC, and he refused breath, and a blood warrant was signed. The defendant was transported to HCA Southeast ER to obtain the blood, and the defendant
I think we're good.
Your Honor, this gets into resisting,
Oh, okay.
which I understand if you
That's okay.
but it is. So the officer the defendant refused to exit the vehicle, even though the officer was asked to multiple times. The officer had to physically guide the defendant out. The defendant stopped walking while walking to the emergency room with the officer, and advised that he wanted to go to the VA hospital. The officer advised the defendant that he had a search warrant, and the defendant refused to move. The officer grabbed the defendant's upper arm and again advised the defendant of the search warrant, and again he refused to move. The officer then advised the defendant that if he had to pull him inside, that he'd face additional charges. Again, the defendant refused to move. The defendant advised he wanted to go to the VA hospital and tried pulling away into the direction to the entrance of the hospital. The defendant went dead weight and laid on the ground outside and refused to move and screaming at the top of his lungs, "Someone help me." The officers had to be assisted by hospital security and placing the defendant into a wheelchair and transport him to the hospital, and blood was drawn with the assistance of 3 officers holding the defendant down.
Mr. Mallard, do you watch the news?
Yes, sir.
How many people died this weekend due to an alcohol-related collision?
The one that comes to mind, sir, is the softball team. Her mom, her dad passed. It's in critical condition right now. That's the latest one that I did see, sir.
There were at least 3, if not 4, different accidents this weekend where people died. There was in Galveston an entire family that was cut down because of an alcohol-related collision of a person who allegedly just completed a DWI intervention course here, and a couple months later goes out and then decimates an entire family. In this here now, you pled to a DWI not 3 months ago with above a 0.15. Now you hear on another one, there's alcohol allegedly in the car, the wrong way on the street, completely passed out to where. There is a reason why I do things in life. I don't do it just for shites and giggles. I want to protect my community at all cost. And I think that it is an appropriate condition to not have you near the car. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All I care about in this short life is protecting my community. And I'm going to try to do it at all costs. I understand that it may be a hardship to you, but sometimes in life, things are learned when they're faced with difficulty. And now I do not want you out in the middle of the night, and I don't want you near a car. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Perhaps in some time, because I'm not an a-hole. I try not to be, right? But it's been 2 weeks since you've picked up this DWI. I shudder to think, do you have the blood back yet?
No, I did not have to get back yet.
Before anything, even remotely getting near, I want to see some proactivity on your part.
Yes, sir.
But you coming up here and saying, woe is me, goes in one ear, goes out the other ear. I care about my community. That's what I care about. That's what matters most to me. And I'm going to protect it at all costs.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So I am willing to work with you on the hours if you need hours to work, but I don't want you out in the middle of the night. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Yanni.
Please.
And just to let you know, he has started attending AA meetings. He's been attending for the past couple of weeks every night, virtually. One of the facilities that offer the AA meetings, they do offer it, is it at 10?
It's at 9:30.
At 9:30. But his curfew would need to be extended a little bit
No.
more, that too.
You can do it at all times during the day. You can do it remotely. You can do it via Zoom. You can do it online. I don't want you out at night. It's not going to happen. Because then if I let you out at 9:30 at night, well, I need an hour to get back home. And then now it goes to 10:30. I'm not going to do it.
Wait, did the judge just say your record sucks? Yes, he did. Miss Robertson has a prior manufacturing charge, resisting arrest, battery on an officer, and now a DWI. Judge Fleischer is done with slaps on the wrist. He's hitting her with a $3,400 fine and a 2-year payment plan. This is a classic example of the court using financial penalties to get a repeat offender's attention. Is that justice, or is it just punishing poverty? Sound off below.
AA meetings are literally all day, every day. You just have to find it. You have to be creative. That's why we have computers. That's why we have the internets to be able to help you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, Yanni.
Ms. Robertson, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. So this was, they applied for PTI and were denied. Is that what?
Yes, Judge.
What was the reason for the denial?
Due to prior criminal history out of state.
Any prior DWIs?
Yes, out of Louisiana.
How many?
One.
What happened on that case?
The,
Took your time, sir? You know?
let me see, Louisiana is tricky in terms of how we can view their criminal history.
Please, please. If she has a prior conviction for DWI, Brock, I'm not doing this. I can't.
From my understanding, Your Honor, it wasn't a DWI, the prior conviction. I think it was something alcohol related, but I don't think it was a DUI or DUI.
I'm having them look.
I mean,
I believe we would have to reach out to the agency out in Louisiana to find out what the disposition of that was.
Kayla, do you mind running a PSR on Miss Robertson, please?
Judge, I can also reach out to, Hazel, I heard that, see that information on it.
What does it say there? Does it say?
It says, the container vehicle operating vehicle while intoxicated, experience with yields. I don't know this position, but those are, so we can reach out to, shoot there, but, yeah, figure out the information on.
Okay. Brock,
Yes, sir.
I need time.
Okay.
You need to
How long do
understand
you,
something, that I take this extremely seriously. And when I have someone who continually picks up DWIs, no more proverbial slaps on the wrist. It's not going to happen. I have the ability to accept or reject a plea bargain agreement. If I reject it, then you will be allowed to withdraw your plea and we can either set up a trial or renegotiate something, but I'm not going to continue to do the same thing in hopes that, well, I hope nothing happens in the future. It's not going to happen. So I guess what we can do is, you want to roll it till Monday, Brock?
she's
Are
coming
you-
from Dallas. You remember, this is the one that's coming from Dallas, Your Honor. So
Okay, so
I've
I
been
guess
trying
let's,
to keep her coming back and forth because she's been coming almost every week.
So Brock,
So
I didn't know this.
and Judge, we're gonna, we're reaching out to Lafayette Powers right now, see if the information that we're gonna just stand out.
Okay, just can you chat me your cell phone? And then
Yes,
I can
sure.
reach out to you when we have something.
sounds good, Your Honor.
Okay, thanks, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sorry.
Please tell me her criminal history as you see it, because I don't understand why the county can't get me a version of criminal history that I can see. It sucks, but I don't understand why I have to rely on others. Please
Of course.
enlighten me with her criminal history.
You know, just a caveat here, anything in Louisiana, we're gonna have to go to their website trying to figure it out because Louisiana's the CIC does not issue dispositions.
Yes.
I get it, but at least let me know how much criminal history she has.
She has no history in Harris County, see no judge. And then out of Florida, I see a resisting that, yes, out of Florida, that looks like it was a pretrial diversion. And then out of Louisiana, yes, there is all the dispositions are unknown, as they say this. The manufacturing of a controlled substance, failure to obey traffic signals, resisting arrest, failure to, open container in a vehicle, operating a vehicle while intoxicated, and battery of a police officer. So those are all the things that I see. But I don't know anything about.
So Brock, it looks like the OUI was dismissed, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
The operating,
I went to the Lafayette County website on the misdemeanors that I'm able to see, and they all are. They all look like they are noticed. For what reason?
at what point do we need to get your attention to realize that we are serious about public safety? What do we need to do to get your attention? Because it obviously continues to happen.
Oh, Gianna.
But you now stand charged with yet another DWI. Brock,
I'm here, Your Honor. Hello?
yeah.
Yeah,
Here's what
I'm saying I'm here.
Here's what I'm gonna do, Brock. I am going to follow this agreement, but you will be required to pay the DPS fines and fees and all the court costs in this case. And if you fail to pay it, for every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail. You're going to roll out of here with about $3,500 in surcharges and fines and fees. So I hope that this is the
Yeah.
wake call. Yeah.
Your Honor, if you don't mind, so she just recently found out.
Now we have Miss Eldridge, possession of what the cop called Mexican Xanax. That's a red flag because a pill's origin doesn't matter. What matters is whether she has a prescription. The defense is arguing she does, but the judge is focused on the fact she's on felony probation and was a flight risk. This is a textbook probable cause hearing. The judge only needs enough evidence to move forward, not to convict.
That she's pregnant. That's the reason why she wanted to do the time served, because of the travel back and forth and due to the pregnancy. I don't want there to be some kind of financial impediment if she is not able to work after having the baby or prior to, a couple of months before the baby. So that's the only reason why I'm saying something, Your Honor.
Then
Regarding
I mean, with her
surcharges.
criminal history, with her rich criminal history, then I don't think I'm gonna do this then. Because, she has a prior one. I get that it's dismissed. She has a prior manufactured delivery, resisting arrest, battery on a police officer. Now we have a DWI.
Yes, Your Honor.
You tell me, but the continued slaps on the wrist, stop. I don't know how to get your attention. I'm hoping that this is the way. But you can go talk to your lawyer, figure out what you want to do. But I'm not down with it continuing to happen. All I want is my public to be safe. And I'm going to try to do it in the best way that I can. So if you'd like, you can, step outside, talk to your lawyer, and we can just revisit it, and you just tell me when you're ready. Please.
Your Honor, is it possible that if you want the fines and the fees, that's fine, Your Honor, but can we at least waive the DPS fees, Your Honor? We do either or instead of both.
I'm no,
I
I'm
just
not.
don't want to.
If we do a time served on this case, I'm not going to waive it. Rob.
Well, I don't want to set her up, Your Honor, where she's right back in front of you with those fees.
I
Your
will
Honor.
give,
That's the
I
only
will
reason
give
I'm
her
asking.
2 years to pay, and it ends up being like $30 to $40 a month.
Okay, yeah, with 2 years to pay, then that should be fine, Your Honor.
So you want to go talk to her and see?
Yeah, tell her to give me a call right now.
There are two very important lessons that you need to learn here after you walk out. The first one is your record sucks. It's not good. You ever get pulled over in a car, an officer's going to see OUI, DWI, this. Do you think that they're going to treat you well? Do you think that they're going to take it to the third degree on you whenever you get pulled over? If I were you, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, the slightest thing, don't get into a car because you're taking a huge risk, not only with endangering the public, which is what I care about, but you, because you, with your record, you'll be going probably right back to jail. And what we're doing today, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Don't matter what you pick up from now on in misdemeanor court. Do you understand? The reason we're doing this is because I want to get your attention. Obviously, it has not worked in the past, and I'm hoping that this will. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, there's no turning back. It will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life, even thereafter you die. Do you understand? I'm going to suspend your license for 180 days because of this plea. How much your court cost?
And the fine was set at 3,000?
Yeah. It's not above a 15, is it?
No.
I know it's not pled as such, but I'm curious. Is it above a 15?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it really?
The second one was actually below 0.15. That's why they didn't plead it as a 0.15.
Was it a 15 and a 14, or what was it?
It was blood, it was a .161.
It was blood at a 16, Brock.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I got it confused.
Had they repled this, it would be a $4,500 surcharge that you would be responsible for. Now, it's only a $3,000 surcharge. 3,420. You will be required to pay $3,420. I will give you a 2-year payment plan. If you don't pay, I will issue a warrant. And for every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day. Do you understand? So don't take this as a joke. All right. I'll have you, or how do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to follow the agreement. Good luck to you, Ms. Roberson.
2 days credit toward her court costs?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Brock.
Thank you, Your Honor. My be excused.
Take care, man.
Have a great day.
You too.
So I only got one new one today. She's in custody. It's an Amanda Eldridge. It's a PCS. Looks like she's already had prior to this an MAJ that was filed for the same type of, possibly same
Last
type.
name? Oh, I see it. Eldridge.
Eldridge, page 29.
I have to set a bond. It looks like it's at no bond now.
Okay.
Do you mind bringing up Miss Eldridge, please?
Thanks, Judge.
Okay.
It looks like she's, yeah, reintegration court.
He's on felony probation now out of the two.
Yeah,
for,
and I looked at the MAJ. I don't know if felony's going to amend it because it did not list the new law violation. It had missed meetings.
she has court April 9th, so it looks like they've already done something.
Okay.
Let me see.
Joshua Rosas?
So a motion was filed on 3/10 of this year.
I'm having signed for the bond condition, it's just signed for the bond. Sign up for it.
And the bond is set at 10,000 upstairs. Kayla.
The defense is doing a great job arguing for a PR bond, pointing out she might have a script, that she's reporting to probation. But Judge Fleischer isn't buying it. She's an absconder on her felony case, and that makes her a flight risk in his eyes. He sets bond at $1,500, not PR. This is the delicate balance every judge must strike, giving someone a chance versus protecting the public from someone who might vanish.
Do you mind if I get a PSR on Miss Eldridge here, please? She's in custody. Obviously, man. All right. Good morning, Miss Eldridge. I'm bringing you out because we're talking about you. It's only fair that you hear what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you stand charged with us with possession of a controlled substance. I don't know what's happened in your case. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. I've appointed you a lawyer. Your lawyer is here with you, but he's on Zoom, so that you know you're not here alone. Greg,
My lawyer first?
I'm sorry.
May I talk to my lawyer first?
I'm okay with that.
Call the
Yeah.
back, Judge.
What number do you want him to call?
You gotta get the other number on that.
3198.
Call 3198, and then as soon as you're done, come back, and then we can, I guess, do probable cause at that point.
What are the first numbers? I always forget, Judge.
It's 927, 832-927.
Okay, got it. Should I give it a few minutes? They got to take her.
I guess I should have chatted.
Oh, and Judge, I did send you a direct message when you get a chance.
Yeah, all right. You know, I'm kind of slow sometimes, you know?
Yeah, it's more for the reset, just so you
Let me know
know.
after you're done.
All right.
So, Ms. Eldridge, we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On March 23rd, 2025, at approximately 3:05 p.m., officers responded to a theft at Nordstrom Rack. The officers gave a description of the vehicle involved in the theft, and the officer located the vehicle, which was occupied by a male and female. The officer asked the defendant if she had any property inside the vehicle, and the defendant stated that she had a purse. The officer asked for consent to search the purse, and the defendant granted permission. The officer located a bottle of what they knew to be Mexican Xanax, which was approximately 9 grams. The defendant stated that she had a prescription, but was not able to produce it. Based on the circumstances and the defendant's previous drug charges, the officer believed that she did not have a prescription.
May I respond, Your Honor?
I don't know.
Sorry?
Were they just in the street in the car?
They were inside the vehicle that was identified by them as the vehicle for the theft. So
I guess I missed it. There was a theft.
they were dispatched to Nordstrom for a theft.
Okay.
They went to Nordstrom, they were advised that
Those are the people.
to give a description of the vehicle that was involved in the theft. They located the vehicle, they were found in the vehicle.
Anyone
Your
else?
Honor, if I may, Your Honor,
Shh. Say it again?
can I say something real quick, Your Honor?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no description of the vehicle. I mean, there's not specific articulable facts here. Just a white vehicle. We saw a white vehicle. We pulled it over.
And
No description of the people in the car.
It
I'll have her read it for you.
was a black 2015 Hyundai passenger car bearing Texas license plate KZD 1788.
Okay.
So we did have a description and a
Give a
license
good
plate.
description of the car. Did anyone get arrested for the theft?
It doesn't look like anybody was charged with that. I don't have a could have been in here.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm gonna find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? So what should we do about bond, guys?
Well, Judge, so she tells me she does have a prescription. It's from Scott's in Midtown. What I found was Scott Reed's Pharmacy. There is one
It's
on
Mexican, man.
How does the cop know that?
She
Really?
said it's Mexican, Sam.
Yeah. Okay. How does the cop know that?
Huh?
The cop sees a pill and goes, "Oh, this is from Mexico," or "This was in a lab."
This is based on previous work experience, Judge. So
Yeah. Well.
I mean, go see what you can get, I guess, right? And then,
All right. Well,
Look, I need to set a bond. We're at no bond right now, so I gotta set.
Okay, I'll do a motion, inspect evidence when I have time, and we'll go.
Yeah,
But that being said, Your Honor, she has a $10,000 bond on the felony that was set, and there's a chance she might have a script for this, and she says that they actually should have records of the.
What should we do about bond?
I mean, I would ask for. She's got a 10,000. I would see if the court would do a PR bond on this one. If there's she has to make the felony bond, and there's a chance she does have a script for this. She shouldn't even be in custody on this if that's true.
She was in absconded status as far as the felony is concerned. I think that she's a flight risk.
Well, and may I say something on that too, Your Honor?
Sure.
On the MAJ, so she tells me she was reporting. She got switched probation officers. Again, I don't know the veracity of this. I'm just relaying. And so I'm showing that the address that was last reported, this is what they're claiming MAJ as well, was San Leon, Texas. So I don't know if there was a mix up in that where the probation office was, and I don't know if that may have, so I'm just throwing that out there, that may have been part of it.
What do you think for bond?
Judge, we'd oppose any PR bond. We'd ask for a security of any amount at your discretion.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll set bond at $1,500 surety.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to grant you a PR bond. I think that you're a flight risk and you're on felony probation. Regardless, you've not made the $10,000 bond upstairs. If you're able to make bond, we can come back and talk. But if you do, it's extremely important that you maintain contact with the lawyer here.
Yes, sir.
Because if you don't, another warrant will issue here and it's just going to balloon and just get out of control. Okay? It looks like you have felony court on the 9th
Yes.
of next month. So what we can do is we can set you on the 10th, the following day, to see what happens there. We can't set you the same day, but we'll set you for the day after, and then we'll figure out how to go forward at that time. Oh, I don't know.
I can get on in the morning, Zoom, Your Honor, on the 10th.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, then, okay, so set it for the 10th and he can zoom in at that point
Okay.
for this case. And then, so I'll set bond at $1,500. Okay, man, good luck.
But yeah, she has a friend that might be making bond. She doesn't know yet. So if that plays out, obviously she's going to pop up here before.
Just come back and we can talk.
Okay,
you know?
thank you.
And that's a wrap. We've seen a hit and run with a terrible excuse, a second DWI that earned a harsh lecture, a repeat offender slammed with huge fines, and a bond fight that showed the judge's skepticism. Judge Fleischer runs a tight, fair, but incredibly tough courtroom.